Hi Aries, welcome to the new moon in Virgo for September 3rd, 2024. Um, New moons bring new cycles. Uh, this is Virgo season, the beginning of Virgo season, and Virgo brings in details and practicality. Virgo is the quintessential female, so you could be exploring your more yin side, the more receptive lunar side of yourself. But Virgo can be a bit persnickety, detail oriented, I want to say. And things have to be just so with Virgo. Um, okay, so the direction that this reading is going in is number one, events, great achievements. However, it did come in reversed. And this is number one is the beginning of something, the initiatory energy, the spark, the flame. It is definitely initiative. Uh, and there can be an event, right? It's one number one events. The card is about coming to the banquet table. And upright, it can mean that the work that you've put into a plan or a project is about to pay off, and you could be reaping the rewards of this effort. Now, Mercury went direct, so we're out of retrograde. So things do seem like it could go forward. However, it is reversed, and so I do want you to keep in mind that things could go forward, but there may be a bit of a delay. So you could be a little bit frustrated in the effort that you're putting into a project that isn't taking off the way you kind of hoped it would, or in the timing that you hoped it would. So it may be a momentary pause, a moment to take a break and to take a fresh look at the outcome or your desire. It's a reevaluation of the path that you've been on, possibly for some of you. May be necessary to make new plans or try new techniques. May even be necessary to choose an entirely new direction for some of you. So this is a time to really set some new changes in motion. Don't let it overwhelm you. Make sure you release some of that old negativity and be open to something new. Okay, that's the direction that this reading is going in. I'll have to set that there right for now, because we're going to see what the tarot has to say about this. So the first set of cards is where you find yourself at the time of the new moon. Or if you are consciously beginning something new, or actively doing that, you'll find that information in the first set of cards. The second set of cards is you, and where you, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling, that kind of energy. I'm obviously not where I normally am, and so this is a bit of a makeshift situation. So hopefully, let me move this back a little bit. Hopefully it works out the way we want it to. I'm going to need something there. Okay. Second set of cards for that. I'll set them like this for now. Let me move that forward. And then the last set of cards is probable outcome. Probable because some things we are able to change, some things we are meant to experience. We came to experience them, all to further our growth. All's well that ends well. Very nice. Okay, let's have a look here. Now, the Fool and the Ten of Wands. Well, you have two tens. And whenever I have two tens on either side, it's like a bookmark, and they both point to this center. So this is going to be very important, how you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing, how you're behaving. But I'll read them. So, what's interesting here is the frequency of 10 is the end of a cycle, the beginning of something new simultaneously. And you can see the delay here, right? We're all revved up and ready to go on this new adventure. With the Fool, it's 0, so it holds a lot of potential. And we're ready for a new adventure. We're ready to take a leap of faith. We're ready to start that new thing. However, the Ten of Wands is taking our responsibilities, moving slowly forward to the finish line. And sometimes that finish line is the hardest part because it's like you can see the end in sight, but you're not there yet. And so sometimes that feels like the longest, most arduous part of the situation, of the journey. But it is heavy burdens and responsibilities that you're carrying, and you will see it to the end. You'll see it through to the end with the Ten of Wands. Albeit that is the card of slow and steady ends the race, and so you want to be careful not to be too foolish to. If the Fool is aspected negatively, which it can be with the Ten of Wands, not necessarily, but you want to not rush in, right? Fools rush in kind of energy here. You don't want to do that. Or maybe you are, like I said, doing it simultaneously with that frequency of 10 twice here. Now, with that, you have the King of Wands. So this is somebody who's going to be long in features. They can be quite attractive people, and even if they're not physically attractive, people are attracted to them. They have that kind of fiery personality. Fire is mesmerizing, right? We want to stare into it, and I don't know, it captures our attention. And so this is the type of person. This is associated with Aries. And they can be have long features, like a long nose. Their eyes can be long, a longer face. But again, they can be rather attractive. These are people who are ready to, indeed, they're trailblazers, so they're kind of ready to get going here. So this could be an aspect of you, but it may be somebody that you're dealing with here. Because this is more of you, how you're behaving. And so for me, I feel like this is somebody who I think you are dealing with. They can be inspiring. They are, because the sign is the first sign of the zodiac, it is, they're kind of the people that go in first, right? The trailblazers. They're not afraid to step into the arena first, to do the first thing first. They want to have that experience. There's no sign in front of them, so they have no one to compare themselves to. And so they take a lot of initiative. And because they have that first experience, they can sometimes be a little on the negative side, know-it-all, because they've had the experience first. But they're great managerial type people. Very often they have their own business or their own side thing because of a very entrepreneurial kind of energy, that trailblazing energy, and don't often like to be told what to do and how to do it, thus making them good managers. But very fiery, great ideas, and acts on them, sometimes too quickly, but acts on them. And almost fearless, really. A trailblazer would be, go where no man has gone before kind of energy. So I do feel like this is somebody involved in this new endeavor, this new project, this new adventure. And maybe even somebody who could be helping you out with some of that burden, with that Ten of Wands here, with some of that responsibility. You're behaving like you want to finish up some stuff here with the Death card. So the Death card and the King of Swords. King of Swords. Okay, so you have a very young, fiery energy, a very male, outgoing energy with both of these cards. And that's very solar. So what I mean by that is it's a very outgoing, you're putting out energy, right? Very solar energy. The sun just gives. It asks nothing in return. So very solar energy here, with two kings. This is associated with Libra for me, and they don't very often, if ever, allow an emotional energy to dictate their decisions. It's very facts and logical and reason kind of energy. It's a very regimented energy, rather, by the book. And we're definitely finishing up something here with this death card. You have it, I mean, really three times, the end, and the end here. So we really are finishing up something very important here. And I think you're finishing it up with a lot of regimented energy, facts by the book, a lot of mental energy as well, a lot of solar energy. There you have the sun again. Interesting. Okay. You certainly have the physical energy for it here. The wands cards are fire, and fire is energy, and air. And you have 1, 2, 3 wands, so 3 energy cards of fire. So that means there's a lot of enthusiasm behind this, a lot of initiative. The payback is emotional, but there's a lot of energy being put behind this. And even though we can be quite at the end here and a little bit tired, it's kind of like I feel like you're taking your reserves and really pushing through. The sun is a very social energy. I would say Libra can be quite social and talkative. But there is this sort of regeneration, I feel, because the death card is ending something and purifying, excuse me, a purification of the energy and a revitalization with the sun. It's rebirth. It's childlike, it's inner child, but it's kind of being in the spotlight and having a lot of social energy. And I say that also because of the Four of Wands here. So I do feel like any project that you have been working on diligently can be put out into the public. You can be center of attention here. So this may not be for everybody. It may be that something comes out here, or you're finishing up while you're beginning something new simultaneously. And that's why I read both, or gave you both meanings, because it feels to me like of course we have endings something here and beginning something new simultaneously, but we're putting in that effort to really do it. And it's very possible that it's at the end of the 2 weeks where whatever it is that you're doing finds its place. Now, also, we could be finishing up some old stuff in order to enjoy some socializing, some downtime. And it is the end of the summer, so it could be a last days of vacation or holiday. Labor Day is absolutely coming up in the States, and there could probably be some. Europe has quite a few holidays, so I'm sure there are some end of the summer situations, even though school is beginning. There could be some last minute holiday, and it really feels like it's necessary as we're finishing up this whole thing. Perhaps for some of you, you are considering holiday or vacation or celebration of some sort to move on and finish up this summer period, because this is really invigorating energy. And these can be celebrations, rites of passage, so birthdays, gatherings of all kind, and it's people that think like us and act like us. We feel very comfortable and very grounded in their energy. It can be very celebratory, but it can also be the marketplace, right? So what it is that you've been working on can reach its market, or it can get out there into the public, the very public card, the Sun card. It is really enjoying good times with people that think like us and act like us, and inviting us into their situation. You may be inviting people over, they may be inviting you over. It is that type of energy. And with the Ten of Cups, which is Mars in Pisces, you have a lot of martial energy here, a lot of, yeah. Even this feels martial to me, even though it's Libra, because it's very regimented. This is the card of sort of taking a break. It can be on the negative side, this is definitely not negative, but it is like shirking your responsibilities. It's a little bit like, I'm going to call in sick or take an extra day and make it an extra long holiday weekend or something like that. You've worked hard for it. Maybe can be waiting for that period of after you finished your project. Then you kind of want to take a little break before you begin this new endeavor that you're dealing with here, or that you're embarking upon. And this is very much the card of enjoying the fruits of your labor. Ten of Cups is the card of faith. It's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's the couple, the Two of Cups, that have matured and grown emotionally. They've gone through their cycle. And so here in the Two of Cups, they were just meeting, hanging out, dating, beginning a union. And after the entire cycle, they've got kids, they've got a family, a property, and life is good. So through emotional circumstances and through the emotional evolution, they've gained a lot of faith in themselves, in their project, that sort of situation. But it is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And you can let go of some stuff, I want to say. This is walking away from old emotional baggage, but it can also be letting go of some things that we were once engaged in, or that were once enjoyable, and we're moving on, we're moving forward, because there is this death card, right? There is a big shift coming, a big change. And that can even be, I really enjoyed that project or those people or that situation, but now I have to move on, and I know I can do better, strive harder. That's the Eight of Cups. Okay? And so it is moving on, but it's moving on to bigger and better things, albeit with a bit of a heavy heart. All right, so let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Now, this can be the eclipse in Pisces, but that's later in the month. We'll be talking about that in the full moon. Yeah, see, moving. Changes happening, so be prepared to move physically and spiritually. So there is definitely a movement away from something that once was enjoyable, that once held a nice emotional, and it could even be a place, right? We could even be moving somewhere else, because these feel like really big moves, and there's quite a few of them. Maybe we're going somewhere sunnier, or maybe we're going somewhere cooler, or maybe it's just the summer's over and, fall commences, and yeah. Summer's over. And it could even be that the last holiday that we're taking is also marking that period of coming into the fall, the autumn time, getting a little more serious about work and that sort of thing. But it really feels like a project, or maybe even some people, right? Maybe even some people that you love. Perhaps it's like a family reunion, or friends or something like that that come together. And when we leave, it's a little bit sad. We remember and enjoy the good times, that sort of thing. There is a lot of movement here and a lot of change for you, Aries. And I think that you are also up for something new as well. Okay? Because you are putting a lot of energy into it. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. Until then, take very good care. Bye for now.